You'd think the Kardashian-Jenner family had already shown the world every twist and turn under the sun, until now. News broke that Kourtney Kardashian is expecting a child with Travis Barker, and the ensuing whirlwind has left Scott Disick feeling more isolated than ever. The moment Kourtney held up that famous sign at a Blink-182 concert, the internet erupted in cheers for the mom-to-be. But behind the scenes, another story was unfolding, one filled with heartbreak, anger, and enough family friction to set social media ablaze. While fans celebrated Kourtney's bright future, Scott was left wondering if the life he had always secretly hoped to reignite was finally gone for good. Scott and Kourtney's history reads like a roller coaster ride: endless breakups, passionate reconciliations, and 3 children caught in the middle. Over the years, they tried co-parenting, friendly ex dynamics, and even took vacations together for the sake of the kids. But beneath every polite exchange lay years of resentment, unresolved feelings, and a quiet hope, at least on Scott's side, that maybe one day they'd come full circle. From their earliest appearances on the family's reality show, Scott stood out as the edgy, unpredictable personality who clashed with the Kardashian clan. In many ways, his flair for the dramatic drew Kourtney in, but it also set him apart from the rest of the family. Each time he stumbled, whether through alleged partying or questionable behavior, she offered him a chance to do better. Fans watched them navigate heartbreak, seesawing between estrangement and reconciliation. Still, there was always a lingering connection, and that was enough for Scott to believe the door wasn't fully closed. No one foresaw the quiet drumming of a friendship between Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian turning into a full-blown love affair. When pictures of them getting cozy emerged, followers and tabloids went wild. With Travis's rock star persona and Kourtney's reality royalty status, every public display of affection, be it an intimate Instagram post or a romantic getaway, went viral within seconds. Word spread that Travis and Kourtney were exploring the idea of growing their family together. Rumors about IVF treatments surfaced, stirring up an even bigger frenzy. Scott, meanwhile, watched from the sidelines, insisting he was unbothered. Yet insiders whispered that he was more rattled than he let on. He'd reportedly dismissed the romance as just a phase, never quite imagining it would lead to something so permanent. Everything changed the moment Kourtney publicly announced her pregnancy. Standing in a crowded stadium at a Blink-182 concert, she held up a sign reading, "Travis, I'm pregnant." Fans went wild. News outlets splashed the story everywhere, making it one of the most talked about announcements of the year. But for Scott, it felt like a crushing blow. Reports suggest he discovered this life-altering information at the same time everyone else did, on social media. That's when the emotional floodgates opened. Those closest to him say he spiraled fast, turning to the party scene in Los Angeles more frequently and surrounding himself with a revolving door of unfamiliar faces. The high-profile dinners, late-night club visits, and cryptic social media posts might all be part of a bigger coping mechanism. Instead of confronting the heartbreak head-on, Scott appears to be burying it under a haze of nightlife distraction. Friends worry that this marks a relapse into the old Scott, the one who struggled with substance use and reckless decisions. Although no one can confirm if he's fallen back into serious problems, the shift in behavior is enough to raise alarms. Onlookers fear history might be repeating itself, and the next chapter could be just as turbulent as his darkest days in the past. If there's one person who thought she'd seen it all, it's Kris Jenner. She has navigated countless controversies, from the smallest tabloid rumors to the biggest public scandals. Yet even Kris wasn't prepared for the shockwaves this new pregnancy would send through her carefully orchestrated family empire. Kris has always maintained a soft spot for Scott, calling him like a son on multiple occasions. She empathizes with his pain, especially because he's given her 3 grandchildren. But Kris also stands firmly by Kourtney's decision to keep her announcement under wraps until she was ready. There's a business side to every Kardashian reveal: timing, branding, and audience engagement. Some say Kris wanted the biggest bang for the reveal, ensuring it trended on every platform. That left Scott feeling blindsided, fueling his sense of betrayal. Kris is reportedly torn. Should she coddle the father of her grandchildren or celebrate her daughter's new chapter without reservation? Meanwhile, Kim, who has never been shy about sharing her thoughts, allegedly believes Scott needs a reality check. She's said to be done tiptoeing around his feelings. In her view, Kourtney and Travis have moved forward, and Scott can either adapt or risk being left behind entirely. Khloe, typically the family peacemaker, has tried to find middle ground but finds herself gravitating toward Kourtney's side. She's witnessed Scott's outbursts for years and might be doubting whether they'll ever end. The family's tension has given birth to a string of online theories. One popular rumor, Scott may be so fed up that he's seriously considering cutting ties with the Kardashians altogether. After all, his role on their reality shows and frequent appearances at family functions have intertwined him with the clan for ages. If he walks away, it means losing not just a family extension, but a chunk of the fame and financial stability attached to them. Meanwhile, fans speculate about how Travis is handling Scott's meltdown. Insiders claim Travis views Scott's behavior as toxic, a threat to Kourtney's serenity. Travis has allegedly set boundaries, warning Kourtney to maintain distance if Scott continues his downward spiral. Social media posts from Travis often hint at a positive vibes-only mantra. Many interpret this as subtle digs at Scott's bitter response. Yet the controversies don't stop at Travis versus Scott. Even the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner siblings find themselves dragged into debates. Some followers wonder if Kim is pushing Kourtney's story front and center to overshadow her own controversies, while others think Kylie and Kendall prefer keeping out of this drama entirely, focusing on their own brands. Everyone has an angle, and the rumor mill won't let them forget it. In the eye of this storm is Kourtney, who seems remarkably unbothered by all the chaos swirling around her. According to sources, she's fully focused on her blossoming new life. She's spent years navigating heartbreak with Scott, repeated attempts at a stable relationship, and the emotional toll each breakup brought. Now she's found a partner who supports her wholeheartedly and shares her excitement about growing a family. Kourtney makes no apology for the public reveal, seeing it as a joyful moment for herself and Travis rather than something to tiptoe around for Scott's sake. Word is she's done living in the past. If Scott expected a private phone call before she announced the pregnancy to the world, insiders say he was hoping for too much. After all, she doesn't feel she owes him that courtesy now that they've moved on. But it isn't as if Kourtney is completely dismissive of his pain. She acknowledges the complicated bond they share, especially for the sake of Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Still, she wants her own feelings and life choices to be respected. In her view, Scott had years to evolve and step up. He made his choices, and she's making hers. The internet is nothing if not divided. The moment Kourtney's pregnancy news went viral, fans split into factions. One side voices sympathy for Scott, describing him as a heartbroken father who was cast aside without so much as a warning. These supporters feel the Kardashian family has turned cold, forgetting all the times Scott was there during their show's early days. They recall episodes where he tried to improve himself, at least on camera, and question whether the family is too quick to discard him when it's convenient. On the flip side, an equally vocal group believes Scott is stuck in the past, refusing to let Kourtney move on. They point out the countless times he's partied, dated significantly younger women, and appeared unbothered by Kourtney's emotional needs. For them, it's high time Kourtney found happiness with someone supportive. And if Scott can't accept that, it's his problem. The rift between these fan bases plays out daily on Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums, fueling the drama even more. As if that weren't enough, celebrity gossip accounts jump in with rumors about Scott's next steps. Some claim he's approached producers for a solo spin-off focusing on his life post-Kourtney, while others think he's leaning into high-profile appearances elsewhere, trying to maintain relevance. The speculation fuels interest from both sets of fans, ensuring that the story remains a hot topic in pop culture conversation. Where does the family go from here? The Kardashian-Jenner clan is a sprawling empire of personal brands, business ventures, and meticulously crafted public images. Scott's future role, if any, is up in the air. Sources say he could be quietly negotiating with Kris about how he fits into the next season of their show, if he fits at all. His storyline, once central to the family's brand, might need a dramatic overhaul now that Kourtney has her own separate path with Travis. On Kourtney's side, the future seems bright. She's savoring every moment of her pregnancy, with Travis doting on her and the kids looking forward to a new sibling. The couple's brand, centered on health, wellness, and an edgy rock star edge, continues to grow, drawing sponsorships and public fascination. There's talk about potential baby product lines, specialized wellness initiatives, and even more integrated spin-offs that highlight this new phase in her life. Of course, the question remains, will Scott reconcile with the family, or will he become the permanent outcast? If he manages to find peace with the situation, fans might see a more mature version of him eventually reemerge. But if he continues on this self-destructive path, the possibility of a tragic outcome looms. Either personal heartbreak that goes too far, or a final severing of ties with the only extended family he's truly known. The Kardashian-Jenner machine never stops turning, and Kourtney's pregnancy has only ramped up the drama. Scott Disick's heartbreak stands at the center of it all, capturing the public's curiosity and sympathy in equal measure. He's navigated this family's highs and lows for so long that many believed he would always remain a permanent fixture. Now, that assumption seems shakier than ever. As we watch these events unfold, we're left with more questions than answers. Will Scott find the closure he needs, or will he let resentment push him further away? Can Kourtney maintain her joy in the face of unrelenting scrutiny, and will Travis continue to stand firm by her side despite family tension? One thing's for certain, change is on the horizon, and this story is far from over. So, where do you stand? Do you believe Scott deserves more understanding, or should Kourtney's happiness take priority? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to drop a comment, tap that like button, and subscribe for the next big reveal in this never-ending Kardashian saga. The spotlight may be on Kourtney and Travis for now, but in a family like this, a new twist is always just around the corner.